So Jared here, he's not gonna be having a good time, are you, Jared? Hey guys, DarkerBladeX here today. Today I'm going to be showcasing the Cyan Warrior Swords mod. This is a mod that adds heaps of swords that you can see right over here that all have their own special abilities, as well as tiers of swords. So you can start off with the basic ones all the way to tier 1 and tier 2, down to tier 3, and all the way at mixed swords at the end. What does seem to be turning to nighttime, we are not going to let that happen, of course. So now it is daytime. Without further ado, let's get into the basic swords to start off with. So first up is the Fire Sword. This looks pretty dope. The recipe is just some blaze powder, iron, and a elemental sword handle that you will need for all of the basic swords. And the elemental sword handles are some blaze rods, blaze powder, and some diamonds. So better get to mining, I guess. But once you've got all these in a crafting table, you can get your fire sword. Now, to test this thing out, we're gonna bring out our little friend Jared here. Now, he's having a pretty rough day here, so we're gonna make it even worse for him by testing out our new fire sword. So whenever you hit a monster, like Jared, he will be set on fire, and it does 8 attack damage per hit, which is pretty decent, I guess. And as you just saw there, it does take out our poor friend Jared in just one fell swoop. But he hasn't even seen the ability. With one simple right click, we can set all of this on fire, and Jared, he's not having a good time. Look at him trying to run in the way. Get back here. But one more very fun thing about this ability is that you can spam it. So Jared here, he's not gonna be having a good time, are you, Jared? But now we gotta kind of clean up all this fire. But yeah, that's the fire sword. Pretty fun. Next, we're gonna be moving on to the dark sword. This is simply made with some obsidian, iron, and more of those elemental sword handles. And looks pretty decent, I would say. I think it's a bit better than the fire sword, to be honest. To test it, we're gonna bring our friend Jared here, and then just smack him, and this should be doing some decay or wither effects. So yeah, he cannot take these at all. One thing I did forget to mention about the fire sword is it does actually give you 5 minutes of fire resistance on hit, or on usage of the effect. So let's drink some milk here to get rid of that. But we're gonna bring Jared out here to test the Dark Sword's special ability, which is night vision, invisibility, and blindness. That's not really that helpful though, no, is it? But upon drinking some milk, Jared here, he stands no chance. So yeah, that is the Dark Sword, looking very cool. Next up, I realized I forgot to add some damage indicators mod so you can see the health of Jared here. Give me 1 second to sort that out. We're now back into the world with some damage indicators to show how much pain we were able to cause Jared. Isn't that right, buddy? But moving on to the next basic sword we have the Earth Sword. This is made from some dirt, podzol, and iron, as well as some elemental sword handles. And what it does is we can hit Jared, and honestly I forgot what it does on hit, but its special ability, say Jared's angry chasing after you, you can start earthbending and do like this, and summon some grass pillars to defend you. And this also gives you a few minutes of resistance, 5 minutes to be exact, which is pretty beast if you ask me. So Jared, you better be fearful of this weapon. It's so cool, it's gonna pop. And we got Jared. Unfortunately, however, this cleanup is not how I would want it to go. It takes quite some time to break the dead test. But our next sword is the Ender Sword. This is made with ender pearls, iron, and elemental sword handles. Doesn't this look cool? As for all of our other tests, let's summon Jared yet again. On hit, it will basically do nothing, but its special ability is see Jared's chasing after you again, but you decide to turn the tables on him, and hit him with a surprise sneak attack of an ender pearl to the face, and he dies. And you also get a little bit of regeneration for there, so you don't die from the ender pearl. But that is the Ender Sword. Very cool. Next up is the Light Sword. This is made with some glowstone dust, iron dust, and elemental sword handle. Gonna be tough going to Nether to get at this though, especially when you see Jared might be blocking you. That's why you need to attack him where it hurts the most, his eyes. Now, the Light Sword does actually give him slowness on hit, so he'd be a bit confused there. But as for the effect, it just gives us some night vision. So instead of blinding Jared, he's the one kind of blinded us. Curse you, Jared. Yeah, but that is the Light Sword. This is a very cool weapon. I like the way it looks. I like the way all of these looks. But next up is the Thunder Sword. This is made with redstone, iron, and elemental sword handle. Upon summoning Jared, you can do confusion damage, and Jared will be like, yo, what's happening, bro? But on ability, you do, yeah, and Jared gets absolutely pummeled by lightning, and you get night vision and speed for 1 minute. How is that feeling, Jared? Can I get your live Jared reaction? I thought so. But anyway, you're gonna have to taste it again. Jared must have loved that. But upon cleaning up this, that is the Thunder Sword. One of my favorites from the basic sword so far. But next up is the Water Sword. This is made with 2 water buckets, some glass, and a stick. Not using the elemental sword handles this time, I guess. But yet again, we summon our Jared to the rescue with our Water Sword. Does 12 attack damage, pretty decent on crit. And now for its special ability, it summons water like this. So Jared, he's gonna have a hard time spootering over this one. It also gives us a minute of water breathing, so we don't die by our own creation here. But let's go ahead and patch this up, as this could probably get quite annoying if left unguarded. It's all your fault, Jared. But anyhow, that is the Water Sword. Very flowy. Next up, we got the Wind Sword. This is made by some feathers, iron, and a elemental sword handle. What this does is when we're fighting Jared here, we can attack him, and Jared will honestly, he's simply built different, I guess not. I guess we can just send him flying with one swoop of a hit. But that is not a special ability. A special ability is to do this. Oh my god. How we're gonna stick the landing of this, guys. It does also give you speed boost and jump boost for a minute, by the way. Jared, I'm coming for you. Jared's disappeared. Where'd he gone? Oh well. But yeah, this is more of a utility weapon, I guess, because it'll send you all the way flying into the air. You should probably get the Water Sword or something. Just make sure you can stick that landing. That is the Wind Sword. One of my favorites as right now in terms of abilities. But next we got the Beast Sword. This is made with some bones, iron ingots, and elemental sword handles. So, punch summoning Jared, the Beast Sword will almost kill him on crit. But the Beast Sword's special ability, however, is to summon dogs under the ground, and once you attack Jared, they will all come out of the ground and attack Jared just like that. I don't like this, because I can hear all the little poor puffers down underneath the sand. How we just suffocated a bunch of... Oh god, this is the worst weapon by far. L tier in terms of all these weapons. But I guess finally we have the Cyan sword to finish off the basic swords. This is made with diamonds, elemental sword handles, and mixed essence. We'll get into some essences later, but this is actually the most powerful sword in the pack, demonstrating against Jared. It one-shots Jared. How about 2 Jareds? Easy does it. And upon its right click ability, you get some haste, which allows you to swing this super fast and kill so many Jareds. It's crazy. Basically, this is just an overpowered diamond sword, if we're honest. S tier. But finally, we are moving on to the tier 1 and tier 2 swords. And we're starting off with the Peaceful Nature Sword. All of the tier 1 and tier 2 swords use one of the swords from the basic variants. So for the Peaceful Nature Sword, you'll be needing 3 saplings of any kind, as well as some sugarcane, as well as the Earth Sword from earlier. And what this will do upon summoning our Jared. Whoa, Jared. What happened? What happened, Jared? But anyhow, this should confuse any enemies on Jared or Jared himself. You see, look at him. He's so confused. He doesn't even know what's happening. But on the right click ability, you can summon 4 clay structures. Kind of a little bit of an upgrade. You still get the resistance as well, which is nice. But yeah, as the Earth Sword has some dirt pillars, this one has some clay pillars. We're slowly upgrading into some better swords. Also, this one looks actually really cool. So I give that a solid B tier. But anyhow, next we're going to be using the Meteor Sword. This one should be one of the most powerful ones we have yet. The crafting recipe being some blaze powder, fire charges, and a blaze rod as well, the fire sword from earlier. So upon summoning our local Jared here, it still retains all of the effects such as the fire, but this time it just insta-kills Jared. He literally stands no chance against this now. And we still haven't even used this right click ability. Oh my god, we just summoned the gas fireball at him. Jared, how are you feeling? Are you okay? I think he's okay, guys. But so far, this Meteor Sword deserves an S tier in terms of looks and abilities. But next up is the Ice Sword, requiring some snowballs in the Water Sword from earlier. So hopefully this one will show us a bit more than what the Water Sword did. So upon summoning our local Jared here, He gets a little bit frozen. Yep, it freezes him. He can't do nothing against us now, as we unleash our ice pillars and snow golem. Oh god, this is the worst biome to do this in. Why did I choose a desert? But yeah, this just summons some ice that will hopefully block any areas in your path. But I do like the freezing ability on this, as if buffed, it'll be really overpowered. So this deserves a solid A tier. But next is the Thundershock Sword. This requires some redstone around the previous Thunder Sword. This one looks way better than the previous Thunder Sword. So upon summoning Jared, this does 11 damage, nothing too much on its normal attack, but on its right click ability, oh my god, Jared, you got absolutely destroyed. Now we do get some speed and fire resistance, so we won't actually die from the fires this creates, which is very nice, because in the other one, you're probably gonna get burned to death. So this Thundershock Sword deserves a nice place in A tier. So next we're going with the Wind Blast Sword. This is some feathers, blaze rods, gunpowder in the previous Wind Sword. Now hopefully this can provide more of a challenge to Jared here. Look at him, he's just unfazed, honestly. This Jared fella, he knows everything about the world. But oh my god, Jared got flung there. Now, what happens when we right-click ability? We almost just blew up the chest there. But as you see, it creates a massive explosion over here. Probably bigger than the meteorite that we summoned earlier. We also get jump boosts and speed. But yeah, that deserves a solid B tier at least. Next is the Dark Nether Sword, which is some obsidian surrounded by a wither skeleton skull upon a dark sword. I said those all out of order, but you know, it's really cool. So, upon Jared here, it's gonna give him that wither effect, insta-killing Jared. Poor Jared here, he's just getting used and abused. But the Dark Nether Sword will summon a little wither projectile here, and also give you blindness for a few seconds for the extra nice cool weather effect. But anyhow, that is Jared defeated. That makes this Dark Nether Sword deserve a nice helpful spot in C tier. Next is its cousin, the Light Nether Sword. There might be some racism going on here, but you know, it's probably fine. The Light Nether Sword is made with some glowstone and a golden apple. Very expensive. And a light sword in the middle. So upon summoning Jared again, he's going to taste the light version, which is going to, I think, just slow him down, I guess. But the right click ability is going to give us some absorption to have some nice help while fighting Jared. But by far, this is probably one of my favorite designs so far in terms of the swords. So just because of that, this is getting a nice spot in S tier. I think I'm actually missing one of the swords here, but I'm sure it'll probably be fine. So next is the Ender Portal Sword. When testing this against Jared, oh my god, Jared got flung there. You okay, Jared? He probably likes this, like a trampoline. But what this will allow us to do is summon a Eye of Ender to go find the Stronghold. So, if you ever want to find the Stronghold, or just harass Jared, you should probably get this one. That makes this deserve a nice utility spot in the U, standing for utility. But next is the Wolf Sword. This is some bones, blaze powder, and the B Sword from earlier, which is L rank. Hopefully this Wolf Sword gets better. So summon our Jared. Wolf Sword. The wolves are actually here. Jared, you are about to get destroyed. We also get Speed 4, which is very cool. Woof woof. But now we're moving on to the final Tier 1 and Tier 2 swords. That being the Wild Nature Sword. This is some cactus, sugarcane, and a peaceful nature sword, which is over here. So, summon our Jared again. We can go ahead and do this, and he's still gonna get destroyed by the dogs. But in our right-click ability, we summon some cactus and get some nice amount of resistance. Now let's destroy all of this cactus before our doggos get here. Yep, but that is the Wild Nature Sword. I think that deserves a nice spot in B tier. But as this video is getting quite long, we still have a few more swords to cover. Hopefully we can speed this up a little bit. So starting off with the Tier 3 swords, we got a Blizzard Sword. This is made with the Ice Sword from earlier, with some gas tiers and some ice. So placed in our local Jared here, it will freeze them for a really long time. We're gonna make all these doggos sit down so don't interrupt our Jared farming. Now on the right click ability, it will actually freeze Jared in ice and also give us 4 minutes of resistance. And how do you like it now, Jared? You're stuck in the Ice Age. Helpless to be frozen in time. We're gonna leave Jared here to mind his business. Just cause it can freeze mobs in time, this deserves a S tier. Next is the Wind Roll Sword. This is made with some gas tears, feathers, and a wind blast sword from earlier. So upon summon the local Jared, as we do, it will pop. Oh my god, these always send them flying. But anyhow, on the right click ability, oof, Jared got absolutely pummeled there. We get speed jump boost, which is really nice. But yeah, this really didn't do anything more than the previous one in terms of my opinion. So that deserves a solid, I think around B tier. But next is the Thunder Zeus sword. Now this one is looking pretty flashy. The crafting recipe is some diamonds, blocks of redstone, and the Thunderslug sword. So very expensive overall, but is it worth it? That is what we were about to find out with our friend Jared. How do you like this, Jared? 2 shots, Jared, not bad, but how about the right click ability? Oh, Jared, what happened, Jared? I'm gonna say use this with caution, guys, but also because of the very cool looking ability, it will deserve its spot in A tier. But moving on to the final and most powerful variants, we have the mix swords. These are mixes between all of these types of swords to make interesting combinations and combo attacks. So we're starting off with the Thunderstorm sword, which is what it sounds like, some iron ingots, as well as some 6 wind sword and the thunder sword. So taking this on a spin to our local Jared, we will attack him. It destroys him. Honestly, Jared, are you having a fun time, Jared? Anyhow, Jared, anyhow, Jared, are you ready for the right click ability? No? Well, Jared, you're about to land. Oh, we're like that one anime character from How to Train Your Dragons 2. Yeah, it's like we're Tanjiro from How to Train Your Dragon. This is really cool. This deserves not just S tier, not S plus. This deserves ultimate tier. That is by far the best sword in this mod pack. But moving on, is there really anything that can pop this? Next is the Meteoric Thunderstorm sword. Looking cool there, but it uses a Thunderstorm sword and a Meteor sword, as well as some iron and 6. So Jared here, after facing that anime protagonist powers, gotta face this, come on. It gives some fire. Oh, the wind ability too, that's pretty dope. Now, what happens when we drink some milk to see the effects? And do that. Oh, this is like the one that we just did, but it also has the I also like this one very much. This deserves a solid spot just below the Thunderstorm sword in DarkerBladeX tier, because I run out of tiers, to be honest. But next up is the Ender Fire sword. This one is the fire and ender sword, as well as some 2 iron ingots and a stick in a crafting table. This one looks blood red, so let's see what it does to our red-blooded friend, Jared. It obviously sets him on fire, we already knew that, but what about the right-click ability? Oh, so we do get the ability to throw ender swords, and also be able to set fire to them. So this is just a fusion. I don't really think it's that much use besides utility, so I'm gonna just give us the U1 to utility roll, which is ranked higher than the U1. So next up we have the Enderwind sword. This is the wind and ender sword in a crafting table. Hopefully this doesn't disappoint. Jared, your test subject. Oh, who are you? Is this who is this, Jared? You won't tell us? Oh, sorry, he's gonna have to die, Jared. But let's see what this does. Oh, so we just get like jump boosts. Oh, alright, yeah. This is just like a little fusion. Nothing really too much. Deserves a spot in A tier though, for the fun. Now the next and not least is the Ender Thunder sword. This is the Thunder sword with the Ender sword. Loads of Ender swords here. But let's see what this does against Jared. Now, Jared is that's actually not cool. It summons some fire, and we just kind of like teleport along with the other ones. This is not as good as the other ones, so I'm gonna give this a solid S tier. Next, we have the Time Sword, which is the light sword and the dark sword combined with some iron ingots and a stick. This one's looking pretty cool, so let's see what it does. Alright, so it doesn't really do that much. On hit. It just gives Jared like some decay, but I think its special ability is really good. Oh, look what happened, Jared. We get some night boost from that, as well as all these suplex. It turns it to nighttime. Are you liking this, Jared? Nice and nighttime. Now, if we use the special ability yet again, we turn all the way to daytime. This is really a nice utility ability, as well as if you have a bunch of monsters chasing you, like these guys who are about to sneak up and steal all of our swords. We can just switch it back to daytime on them, and they stand no chance. Yeah, that is the time sword. I'm giving that a solid S+2 rating. Now, last but not least is Fry Ender Sword. This is made with the 3 previous Ender Mix swords, as well as a Ender Pearl inside of a crafting table. So we should assume that does all the rest. Upon it, oh my god, Jared just got destroyed. Jared, I'm sorry. Now what does this do, Jared? Oh, Jared. Are you having fun here, buddy? Because I am. Because what was that? Because of that crazy effect, I'm giving this a solid whatever tier. Because I'm out of tiers. Honestly, it's rated as good as these two. So, last but finally, the last sword to end off today's video. We gotta cover some essence after that, but like, you know, it's not really that big of a deal. Alright, so we have the steam sword here. This is made with the water and fire sword, and will produce steam, hopefully. I need to power my great tech tools. Come on. Yeah. Oh, look, we can fire Jared up into the air. Jared, are you loving this? This is like a little bouncy castle, Jared. Oh, Jared, are you having fun? Oh, Jared, you didn't have to learn the fun like that. But yeah, this is pretty dope. I'll give this a solid nice tier. But yeah, guys, that is all of these swords. The Cyan Warrior Swords mod. Download link in the description if you'd like to watch it, if you'd like to download the mod. But anyway, yeah guys, subscribe, like, comment down below, and tell me which sword was your favorite. My favorite is the Thunderstorm sword so far. There's also some essences, but I'm sure these are pretty self-explanatory if you just take a quick look at the crafting tables. So, I will see you all in the next modded Minecraft showcase. Goodbye.